Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Got the winner picture. We'll put on there. Dean Francis sent me a picture with his ham radio cat with the prizes I sent him. So that's a really cool pic, Dean. Thanks for sending that, and hope you enjoy it. Guys, I've always tried to talk about, any comments and everything, and I appreciate comments, emails, I really do. I've been very lucky. I've had very few negative comments and emails since I've been doing this. And I got a really good email here today I want to share with you. So let me pull up the original message. Hi, David. I'm a subscriber to your YouTube channel. I have a story you might find humorous and interesting. I recently decided to try HF Mobile in my truck. I have a Xiegu G90 20-watt HF radio and got a ham stick for an antenna. I put it in and made a few contacts, and one afternoon I ended up making a contact with a ham in Slovenia, which I was pretty excited about, sitting in my truck in a parking lot at work in western Pennsylvania. Well, I got to work early about a week later and turned the radio on and heard a station from Japan. I waited, had my chance to get my call out, thinking he would never hear me, but to my complete surprise, he heard me and gave me a 5758 report. When I told him that was 20 watts on a ham stick in a truck, he was really surprised, so was I. The thing is, I'd ordered a new 890 Yaesu 891 to be delivered that very day. When I made that contact, what the heck, with this I don't need 100 watts. It's a great example how magical ham radio is, and how if the band conditions are right and the gray line is between stations, you can do most anything. The contact was on 20 meters. I think the gray line really helped. I like your videos. I'm happy to see your channel coming along. Keep up the good work. 73 Kilo Charlie Kilo Tango Bravo Kevin. Really nice guy. And I asked him one more question for the video. How long have you been licensed? He said, I've only been licensed for 2 years and 9 months. So ham radio is very new to me. Kevin, I appreciate that email, and that just goes right along with things that me and Jeff and Cody and all of us have said in the past about having a minimum station. You don't have to spend an extra large amount of money to get on HF and make contacts. So that's great. If you look up those Xiegus, I'm not familiar with them. I've seen, I think I had them. WW5A8 had one at one time. Software defined radios are all banned, and they're under close to $400 new. Ham sticks are inexpensive. So that's a good way to get on the air without having to, if you don't have an area where you can't put up a tower or a pole or something very easily, put you something in your vehicle. And here's a tip on that. People may not want to talk going down the road. You don't have to be going down the road. Just go out and sit in your vehicle and talk. Ain't nothing wrong with that. When I was a teenager at CB, I spent many a night in the front seat of my car wrapped up in a quilt talking on CB. You don't have to be going down the road to make contacts. Just get on HF any way you can and make some contacts. Again, thanks for that letter. And anybody has got any suggestions or criticism or anything, I'll listen to criticism. But anything that'll help me make this channel better, I'm all for it. I appreciate it. Got a couple of social media posts we're going to go over here today that I've seen it kind of maybe help some of you guys out. Let me see which one I've got here. All right. All right, well, I'm ready for my public execution. Is there really a noticeable difference between, say, a cheap HT like a Bofang or a more expensive HT? I've been using Baofungs and GD77Ss, and I'm kind of looking to upgrade. Well, guys, that's a $64 question. I know I've seen videos where guys have got on a repeater and told them they was using the highest dollar ICOM or Kenwood. They'd be on a UV5R, and they talk about how good a signal they had. And then they'd get on another QSO and tell them they was on a UV5R when they was on a high dollar ICOM or Kenwood, and they get trashed for it. I'll say this, I got 2 Baofungs. I don't have a problem with them. My personal opinion, though, for an inexpensive talkie that's a better grade talkie, the Yaesu FT4X. Dual band talkie, it's one-on-one up at MTC. And if I'd had known about that one first, I probably wouldn't even own the Bayo phones. Because it's an easy to program and it's a good everyday general use talkie. Alright. Question for seasoned hams out there. What's the most underrated used radios that are worth picking up if you run across one? Can be currently in production or discounted, tried and true, solid rigs, any band. Again, that's the Ford versus Chevy question. You're going to get answers from everything under the sun. I'm looking at the answers this guy is getting. And he's getting some pretty good ideas on it, but still, you're still going to get whatever the answer is, but whatever that guy thinks is best. My rule of thumb on that, stick within your budget and try to find something you know that works. Again, MTC with a used radio, whether you give it a 30-day warranty, may be something to think about. Just something to think about there. All right. Let's see. What else have I got here? This is a guy talking about the phonetic alphabet. Do you accent the first or second syllable of papa, and why? Papa or papa? Man, that's everybody in the world had a comment on that. And one person actually said that if you're not using the phonetic alphabet correctly, he won't even answer you. Again, depends on your accent and the country you're talking to. I've said this before. My call sign is KB5MIQ. And if I use the correct phonetic alphabet, it's Kilo Bravo 5 Mike India Quebec. Every time I say it like that, for some reason they think I'm saying Ike India Quebec, and they call it as India India. This is how I do it, and it's wrong. And if somebody may want to say I'm doing it wrong, that's fine. I'm still gonna keep doing it. I say Kilo Bravo 5 Mexico India Quebec, and I have a better first or second time success of a guy getting my call right. And that is, I have found out that's what works for me. May not be for everybody, but I have found out that's what works for me. Let's see. All right. Now here's something that I kind of make a point on. This guy said, I almost bought an FT991 today. I mean mouse hovering over the complete purchase button. Then I realized all I do is HF. I have multiple VHF, UHF rigs laying around. Yeah, it has a beautiful waterfall and everything else. 891 on the way with a matte 200 tuner to boot that comes in $100 cheaper. Weighs a lot less. Every form factor makes it very portable. That was just his choice. And I've said this before. KL5TKY's got a 991. And every time I've ever gone down there and helped them with something with it or talked on it, like I said, it makes me want to sell a cow to buy one. But I get back to kind of what this guy says here. I've got an 897. That's HF, 6 meters, VHF, UHF. The VHF, UHF is used almost never on that radio. I've got a Kenwood 2 meter sitting here that I leave on 5.2 and repeaters. The 991, the 897 will be great shack in the box for POTA use. If you want to just take one rig for field use and have access to everything, that'd be great. But again, for using in shack, if it's strictly HF, I mean, it's whatever you want to spend your money on. I don't see a problem with going to the different route myself. All right. This is another loaded question. Does anyone know how I get my ham radio in my truck to pick up better? I can only get about 9/10 of a mile out of it. Well, first off, he doesn't say what kind of radio it is, what kind of antenna he's got, and so on and so forth. And he's getting all kinds of answers. and you can't really give an answer with that. Uh, Without knowing all the information that goes along there with it. So that's why we promote, or I try to promote books as much as I do here, so you got reference material on hand. And I know that's an old thing and boomer way of thinking, and oh man, you got a tablet in your hand, why do you want to look it up on a book? You got access to the internet. Well, this hobby was set up for a pool of emergency radio operators for using emergency situations. You may not have access to the internet in emergency situations. Very possibly you won't have. So this will be basically useless unless you've got PDF files stored on it, and then you're at the mercy of having power to run it. Where if you got one of these hardback handbooks laying around, you got information on the spot that you can look up. And even these older ones that we're trying to give away here, the only thing that's not going to be valid in them is the type of radios. The propagational stuff is going to be the same. Any antenna projects is the same. Radio operating procedures is the same. So it's good information to have on there with you all the time when you're trying to work a problem out. A lot of guys will go straight to social media, get an answer, and that's as far into the problem as they delve into it. And you need to look at the whole issues of what you're having trouble with. And the more you can learn about it, the more it will help you down the road in case something else comes up again, or if a new ham's got a question. Well, alrighty. Well, anyway, I hope all this makes sense. Kevin, thanks a lot for the great email again. Appreciate you subscribing. Dean, congratulations again. I like your ham radio cat. My ham radio cat's hid right now for some reason. I don't know where he's at. Headed to Mena on the 10th. If I got good internet, I may go live up there. If not, I'm at least going to shoot a video up there. It'll be one of my videos. I've got an all-band dipole here. Probably be the next video I'll put up next weekend. I'm going to try to put it up this week. It's finally cooling off in Texas a little bit. And I want to try to get up on the roof and get that antenna up so we can try it out. But y'all remember Main Trading Company in Paris, Texas. Good place for ham radio gear. Their logo will be at the end of this video. Your Facebook pages, club pages, Four States Amateur Radio, Shreveport Amateur Radio, Dallas Amateur Radio, Cowtown Amateur Radio, Farmersville, Lamar. There's another, I can't remember the full name of their club page, but in your area, look up ham radio club pages. And it's a good way for information. Other Facebook pages, Ham Radio Flea Market, Trading Post, Ham Radio, Amateur Radio Elmers, Texas Radio Operators, all good avenues for information if you need it. My call sign, KB5MIQ. My email's on my QRZ page. Shoot me an email, leave me a comment here if you got any questions. Remember, 10's been opening up some at night. We're getting a few check-ins. So we're on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 7:30 Central Standard Time, 28, 450, 460, 470, that area. Just look for us. And remember, we'd love to have you check in. Thanks again for everybody who subscribed. We're at 721, and we hit 800. We got another book we're going to give away. KB5MIQ, Big Boy, 73.